गुड मॉर्निंग पीपल। वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट विजन के जो हम डेली के 5 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करते हैं उसको हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। लेकिन उसी के साथ साथ हम जो द 5 क्वेश्चन दैट रिलेटेड द करंट अफेयर क्विज एंड द स्टडी क्विज और द इनसाइट वी आर डिस्कसिंग इट इन दिस वीडियो, राइट? एंड the main thing today I am new started is that I am talking it in English. Number first thing. Number second thing that I wanted to convey here that I wanted to revise whatever earlier question that are taken in. For example, in the last video we are talking about the appointment, posting and promotion to district judges. Then today in this session also I discussing it like the question only, not answer. The vision IAS explanation I am not reading it about, but whatever the question that we are discussing here also. Okay, now first question is about the appointment, posting and the promotion. The district judges is the state are under by the which of the person or the institution? Is it the governor? The governor is the post that is included in the institution, because governor plus the legislative assembly and legislative council become the whole the legislative power of the in the state, right? At the highest law making body in the state. For example, that president, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha give the parliament as the whole structure. So here same lies in the state also. Next is the chief minister, president and chief justice of the respective high court. The answer would be governor here, and I am talking it in the earlier session also. Balfour declaration that is related to the Israel. So C answer is correct. Number fourth is the willful defaulter key. If we are talking about this, individual and firm both are declared that willful defaulter. Number second thing, diversion of a loan funded for the purpose other than the what was funded was availed as a shell amount willful defaulting. Yes, whatever you wanted to take the loan, but you are not using it loan for whatever you intended to give or the detail to the bank, but you are using this money to other things, so that is also included in the willful defaulting. So both the statement are correct. Next question is about the economic situation prospect report is released by whom? So that is the none of the above, because that is released by United Nations Economic Council, UNCDC, United Nations 6 regional offices. Both are subjecting and make this report. Next is the Krishna Dev Rai was associated with which of the following? So Jimvati Kalyanam, that is correct. Amyukta Mulyadhyay, here that is also correct. Priyadarshini, that is related to Harshvardhan. So first and second option is correct here. Next question of today, that is the first question. Prime Minister advises the President whom they are selecting. Though proroguing matlab it means at end of the session of the Parliament is done by the by President, but the recommendation is given. Is it given by the Prime Minister? Number second, dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Number third, appointment of the CAG is the discretionary of the Prime Minister to make it available for the institution. Next is he was the great scholar and historian of the Mughal period. He was style of the prose writing and was followed by the many generations. It means that the great scholar. Number second, Mughal time period he is in contemporary with many generations. They are followed many historical work that are taken. For example, the Akbari and Akbarnama that they are doing. So whom is he? So Abul Fazl, Utbi, Faizi, Nizari. The Faizi and Abul Fazl that they are correlated, and that was much more famous. Her answer would you can talk it about whatever the situation that are given in the question. High paid money, what is about? It is the total liability of the RBI. Is it? देखो high paid money जो है the whole total liability of the RBI is it? Okay, let answer में बताया जाएगा. The total amount of money in the economy is equal to the volume of high paid money. Is it? So you can see the option and give your answer in the comment section. Which of the following are the reason of the debris avalanches in the Himalayas? So it is a straightforward forward. Why the debris avalanches are come in the Himalayas region? They are tectonically active. Number first, they are made of the mostly sedimentary and consolidated rock. Is it? Number third, they are very steep and slopes and steeps. So you get the answer in the comment section of whatever you wanted. Next is the SWAN, South Asia Wildlife Enforcement Network. It is a intergovernmental body, wildlife law enforcement body of Southeast Asia. Is it? It is under the South Asian Association for the Regional Cooperation. SAARC के अंडर क्या काम करते हैं? Founder of the SWAN. Oh sorry, India is a member of the SWAN. Is it? तो आपको बताना है. Then you are talking it about like which is correct. Okay. In which Parliament advised yes dissolution of Lok Sabha, that is very much visible here. See, second is here correct. Proroguing of the session of the Parliament, yes, that is also with the correct, because the end of the session of the Parliament is advice is given to the President by the Parliament. Prime Minister. Appointment of CAG, yes, that is the function that is taken but done by the President but on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, right? So Prime Minister enjoy the following powers. Number first, he advises the President with regard to the summoning and proroguing of the session of the Parliament. First is correct, he can recommend the resolution of the Lok Sabha to the President at any point of time. So second also be the correct, he advises the President with regard to the appointment of important officials like Attorney General of India, CAG, Governor General of India, Chairman and member of the UPSC, Election Commission, Chairman and member of the Finance Commission, etc. That is the recommendation that is given by him. Next is he was a great scholar and the Mughal period. He is a time of the prose and writing. It means that he is a poet that is interested in many historical words that is included in Ane Akbari and that are word completed in the prose and prose in the form of stanza or the rhyming skill, and the Akbarnama, that is the Abul Fazl. Many poets become very famous at the point of Mughal by the time, and in the particularly Akbar's reign. And Akbar reign. Okay, Abul Fazl was a great scholar and historian of his period. He was a style of the prose writing and he was followed by many generations. Akbarnama is written by the Abul Fazl, the leading poet of that period of time. The translation of Mahabharata into the Persian language was done by his supervision. Ubti and Nizari were two other leading Persian poets, but that also is in supervision. So that also with the poet, but here the mention of the Ane-Akbari and Akbarnama is the indication that it is talking about the Abul Fazl. Now, okay, next statement about the high part money. Yes, it is the representation of the total liability of the RBI. Is it the total money? No, that is a much more higher amount than the total liability of the government of RBI. Total liability of monetary policy authority is, as per the RBI, is called the monetary base of the high powered money. It is consisted of currency, notes and the coins in circulation with the public, and the vault cash of the commercial bank, and deposit held by the government of India and the commercial bank with the RBI. So first is correct. Total amount of money stock in economy is much greater than the amount of the high powered money. Commercial bank create this extra amount of money by giving out a part of the deposit as loans as the investment credit. So next is the reason for the landslide in Himalayas. तीनों correct is तीनों option are correct है. I'm really sorry. All the option are correct है. They are tectonically active. Yes, they are the sedimentary and unconsolidated rock here, and they are the steep, very steep because of the even out of 10, even 7 of the highest peak lies there because of the steepness. That is the reason of the high avalanches found there. Debris avalanche and landslide very frequently is in the Himalayas. There are many reasons of this, and the most important reason is the sedimentary rock and unconsolidated, semi-consolidated deposit here, and steep slope is always with the aggravate this situation. Next is the SARC. India is a member of, yes, that is correct. That is under the SARC, that is wrong, and it is under governmental wildlife enforcement sport body by the SARC country. Yes, this is correct. First and third are correct. South Asian Wildlife Enforcement Network is the intergovernmental wildlife law enforcement sport body of the South Asian countries named Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. SAWIN was officially launched in 2011 in Paro, Bhutan, and it is forward the combat wildlife crime in South Asia. It focuses on the policy harmonization, institution capacity strengthening through the knowledge and the intelligence sharing, collaboration with the regional and international partners so that the wildlife can be protected here, and its secretariat is located in the Kathmandu, Nepal. Second is not correct because it does not work under Southeast Asian, but yes, SARC countries are included here in the formation of these things and the member of these organization. Okay. Next is the insight on India, the current static question. Let's see. Consider the following statement regarding the rock shelter of the Bhimbetka. Bhimbetka also is the character of the Mahabharata. It means that some of the characters that are depicted in the Bhimbetka as related to the Mahabharata. Is it? Number second, Upper Paleolithic as well as the medieval period painting can be found in this case. Is it? Number third, Bhimbetka are secular in nature, highly secular in nature. तो आपको बताना कौन सा is right. First and second is correct because Bhimbetka is the own character of the Mahabharata. It is believed that when the 5 brothers called Pandavas were banished to their kingdom, they came here and stayed in this cave. They marched to the steering and kingati frame of the Bhima is called the Pandava. The rock painting here numerous that is related to the Upper Paleolithic medieval period and also the Mesolithic period. Animals such as bison, tiger, rhinoceros, wild boar, elephant, donkey, antelope, lizard, peacock has been abundantly depicted in this. So popular religious and ritual symbols also frequently here. So we cannot say that is the secular. Yes, secular in nature, but that is not. It is the just a secular. Next question is about the macrolith. Macrolith is the tool that are used by the Mesolithic period for the hunting activity. Number second, domestication of animal and primitive cultivation started during the period. Is it? Number third, for the first human colonization under the Gangetic Basin took place during the period. So तीनों is all the options are correct है. Mesolith or Middle Stone Age, which are fall roughly around the 10,000 to 600 BC. Mesolith remains under the found in the Langanaj in Gujarat, Adamgarh in Madhya Pradesh, and also in some place of the Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar also. In some sites of Mesolith, a different type of the stone is found there. Some of the artifact that is related to the 5 cm in size and that is known as the microlith. The favorable condition of the better rainfall and warm atmosphere led to the reduction nomadism to seasonally sedentary settlement. They moved to the new areas, their nearby places, and first human colonization of the Ganga plain took place during this period. Next question is about consider the following statement regarding that during the end of the 18th century and then 19th century, rich peasant known as Jotidar consolidated their position in the village and acquired the vast area of land. Is it? Number second, Jotidar is loyal to the Jamindar and they helped them to collect revenue from the riot. So first is correct, second is wrong, because of the consolidation that they have the power, so that why they cannot rule the whole system, and why they are loyal to the Jamindar or Jot, right? While many Jamindar were faced a crisis at the end of the 18th century, a group of rich peasants were consolidated their position in the village. The class of rich peasants were known as Jotidar. By the 19th century, Jotidar acquired a vast area of land, sometimes as much as several thousand of acres. They controlled local traders as well as the modern landing, exercising immense power over the poorest cultivator of the region. Large part of their land was cultivated through the sharecropper who brought their own plug labor in the field and handed over half the produce to the Jotidar after the harvest. The wisely restricted effort of the Jamindar to increase the Jama of the village prevented Jamindari officials from executing their duties, mobilizing riot who were dependent on them, and deliberately delayed payment of the revenue to the Jamindar. The Jotidar were most powerful in the North Bengal, and because of it, the whole Jotidari system can be weakened. Okay, Treaty of Allahabad, Treaty of Basain, and Treaty of Srinagarpatnam. In which year that is happened? Okay, Treaty of Allahabad in 1765 because of Robert Clive and the Shah Alam of second, and Sajauddollah, and I think Nizam of the Hyderabad is also included there. Anyway, Treaty of Basain in 1808. And that is related to the Marathas reign, and Treaty of Srinagarpatnam that is related to the Mysore last war of 1799, I think so. Let's see explanation. Treaty of Allahabad was signed on the 12 August of 1765 between the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, son of the late Alamgir II, and Robert Clive, East India Company, the leader of the East India Company, and the result battle of the Buxar of the 1764. Treaty of Srinagarpatnam was signed on 18 March 1792. At the end of the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Treaty of Basain in 1808 between the British East India Company and Bajirao II, the Marathas Peshwas, and the last Peshwa of the Pune in India after the Battle of the Pune. Next, the moderate were also called because moderates were called so because moderate, the leader that is related to the moderates. Why we called we as the correct Batanem? They had rejected the idea of the participating legislative council. Is it moderate? And the extremists you are listening it about from the childhood and the spectrum, that the whole concept of the moderate are you known about. They believed in confrontation rather than percussion. So that is not the definition of the moderate but the extremist. Let's see the explanation. Moderate were also called because they adopted the peaceful and constitution to achieve their demand. They had faith in the British and goodwill and justice. They organized in parties and associations. Even extremists did the same, but the later were the more radical in their approach. Okay, let's see the 5 current affair quiz. In the ethanol, it is procured by oil marketing companies mainly based on the market determined price. It means that the ethanol that is procured by the oil marketing companies that is based on the market determined price. Number second, India does not produce ethanol from the food grain. Number second. Number third, the blended petrol, ethanol blended petrol is program has been extended to the whole of India. So what is it here incorrect is it tolerate about? Yes, India that is allowed the ethanol food grain, and that is not the market based but the government based formulation of the price, and that is the ethanol blended program is extended to the whole of India. That is also be the correct. Let's see the explanation. The government recently hiked the price of the ethanol extracted from the sugar cane. At present, the ethanol production is caused from C. heavy molasses, B. heavy molasses, sugar cane juice, C. directly. The ethanol procurement season of by all marketing companies will run by okay. The government has been implementing ethanol blended petrol program where OMC sells petrol blended with ethanol up to 10%. The program has been extended to the whole of India except the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep with effect from April 2019 to promote the use of alternative and environment friendly fuels. The government has notified administrative price of the ethanol since 2014, and for example, in 2018, the different prices of ethanol based on raw material utilized for the ethanol production was announced by the government. So, it is very important. The government has expected the scope of raw material for the ethanol production is the sugar beet, sweet sorghum, cassava and sugar cane juice. So, all are correct here. Okay, let's see the answer. The government has expanded the scope of the raw material for the ethanol. So, yes, sugar beet is correct. Sweet sorghum is correct, cassava is correct, and the sugar cane juice. So all are correct. The government has expanded the scope of the raw material for the ethanol production. The sugar cane juice, sugar beet, sweet sorghum, starch, and cassava and damaged grain also. Next, the Galgi-Baltistan region is in news, and that is related. That is in the news, and which of the following is bordered these things? So Xinjiang province of the China, is it? Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh and Aksai Chin. So Aksai Chin is wrong, and Xinjiang province of China, that is correct. Jammu and Kashmir is also correct. Ladakh is also the correct. So first, second, third is correct. For example, Gilgit Baltistan region here, and here the Aksai Chin region, that is connected from their point. But that is the Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir here, and Ladakh here. So that is touched. But Aksai Chin is not touched here. I am really sorry. Aksai Chin is here, so that is not touched. But Xinjiang province of China, that is related to here. Xinjiang province, that is also be touched here. So, okay. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट इट होस्ट 2/3 काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क के बारे में सही स्टेटमेंट बतानी है. इट होस्ट 2/3 ऑफ द वर्ल्ड ग्रेटेस्ट वन हॉर्नड राइनो. इज इट? काजीरंगा रिकॉग्नाइज द इंपॉर्टेंट बर्ड सेंचुरीज ऑल्सो एंड इंटरनेशनल कंजर्वेशन ऑफ फेलिफिनल स्पीसीज. Number 3 is about the edge of the Western Himalaya biodiversity. Is it the part of the edge of the Western Himalaya biodiversity hotspot? So first and second are correct because of Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve. It is located in Assam. 1908 recommendation. The Mary Curzon. The park is located in the edge of the Eastern Himalaya biodiversity hotspot, Golghat and Nagaon district. Though district it hosts 2/3 of the world greatest one honored rhinos. It is the World Heritage Site also. It recognizes the important bird air by Wildlife International for conservation of alluvial species. Much of the focus of the conservation here is found in the rhino, elephant, Royal Bengal tiger and Asiatic buffalo. Kaziranga is crisscrossed by 4 main rivers. That is the Brahmaputra, that is going to be very important, Diflu, Mora Diflu and Mora Dhansari. Next question, that is related to the reverse charge mechanism. Reverse charge mechanism is a type of mechanism in which goods and services that is liable to pay by the purchaser. Purchaser, it means that whom the purchased, right? That means that is the pay of the raw material, and that is the firm, and that raw material is, if RC is employed, that the purchaser of this person is going to be taxed here. So is it? Number second, RCM helps. Okay, first statement let's see again. Reverse charge is a mechanism under which the provision for the goods and services liable to pay the tax instead of the recipient of the goods and services. Is it? Number second, the RCM help to check the tax evasion and expanded the base of the government. Number third, it small business to voluntarily register under the GST. So second and third are correct. First is wrong because that is the liability of the tax is the second person who purchased the thing. So here is the recipient. Recipient of the goods and services are liable to pay the tax. That is wrong. You can see here, main thing here is the concept, so I talking it about. बात करते हैं भूटान की. भूटान is the country here that lies here. You can see the whole picture of Bhutan. And if we compare it with the other country, for example China, India, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Iran, Taurus mountain found here, है ना. Okay, let's see. Kingdom of Bhutan. Government type constitution monarchy, independence from the January 1, 1964 from India. I don't know. Southern Asia, it's between China and India. Climate varies, tropical in south plain, cool temperature and hot summer in central valleys, severe winter and cool summer in Himalaya. Terrain mostly mountainous with fertile valley and savanna type of forest, or the climate condition is found there. Okay. That is going to be the most important slide, and we are discussing about the election commission. There is the two multi-election body here, Central Chief Election Commission and two other election commissioner, right? And it is appointed by the president, and sectional panel is not there, but the recommendation is the prime minister give the recommendation. Tenure is the 6 year or 65 year. Service condition that is determined by the president. Removal is the same as the Supreme Court judges, and recommendation of the Chief Election Commission. The report that is not formulated and not submitted to the central government or the parliament anywhere. A reappointment, yes, that is depart, not joining government, not depart from joining. It means that can be available for the reappointment. Other remark is that their salary is not charged from the Consolidated Fund of India. Second, the UPSC chairman plus the member, I think 9 or 11 is there. The appointment is done by the president, 6 or 65 years by president. The service condition is found and refer to the Supreme Court bench for the removal of the UPSC chairman or the UPSC member. Report submission to the president. Reappointment not eligible. Other remark that is charged from the Consolidated Fund of India. If we are talking about the SPSC, same hai, but president is changed here by the governor. If we talking about the chairman is finance commission chairman plus 4 other member, president is appointed there and specified by the tenure is specified by the president, and service condition is determined by the president itself, and report submission again president. Appointment very much of available. National commission for scheduled caste, that is related to the one chairman, second vice chairman plus 3 other member. Appointment done by the president. Selection panel is nothing like that. Tenure is 3 years. Service condition is determined by the president, and report submission also by the president. And next is the CAG. CAG is composition CAG. Appointment done by the president on the recommendation of the president. Yes, recommendation by the prime minister. Selection panel is nothing. Tenure 6 or 65 years, whatever the earlier. Service condition here is by parliament, and removal is here same as case of the Supreme Court judge. Report submission is done by the president, and reappointment not eligible, and other remark that is the consulting fund they are charged from their salary. Attorney and Advocate General, that appointment is done by the president or governor respectively, and tenure is specified the president, and the service condition is nothing like that. Removal is again done by the president and the governor. Report submission as such they has not made the report, and not submission is take a place anywhere. And if we are talking about the reappointment, that is eligible, and the remark we are talking it. Okay, let's say the most important factor, that is the Chinook, Zonda in the South America region, and the Alpine Blizzard Norte is in the North America region, Pampa in Argentina region, and Phone, Helm, Mistral, Bora in the Adriatic Sea, Test in Levant, Phone is found in the Europe region, Sirocco is in the Sahara region or the Libya region, Khamsin, Egypt, Harmattan in the Guinea region, Habub, non-direction in the Uganda and Kenya region, and Berg in the South Africa region, Kuraburan and Buran in the Siberia region, Backfielder and Southerly in the Australia and the New Zealandic region. Next is about the important desert that found a Great Basin, Colorado Plateau, Sonoran, Mojave, Chuhan, Atacama and Patagonia. In Asia, Gobi, Taklakalam, Kyrgyz Kum, and Sahara Arabian Thar, Namib Kalahari in the Africa region, Tanami, Great Sandy, Gibson, Great Victoria Sturt, Stony and Simpson Desert is in the Australia region. Let us talk about the Caucasus. Caucasus is found in the Russia, Georgia, North Caucasus is then Black Sea, Caspian Sea is in between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Caucasus are the Caucasus region between the Black Sea and the Caspian region, mainly occupied by the Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia and the part of the southern Russia. So, important ranges of the mountain Rockies, Sierra Nevada, Sierra Madre, Planche, and is in the South America region. If we are talking about in the regions of the Europe, that is the Apennines in the Spain region, Apennines in the Atlas region. Sorry, I'm really sorry. That is the Italy region. Alps in the many countries here in the Europe or the South Europe. Scandinavian country, Ural mountain, Tain Shah, Altai mountain, and Karakoram, Himalaya, Ghats, Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat, Hindu Kush, Jagaroz, Caucasus mountain. We are talking about in the Mediterranean, Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and Taurus region in the Iraq and Iran region. And range of wind mountain in the Uganda region, Drakensberg in the South America region, McDonald range and the Great Dividing Range in the Australia region we are talking about. Okay, World Bank Group, let's see that is the part of the 5 other institutions. In International Bank and Reconstruction and Development, International Development Association, International Finance Corporation, that is developed for the developing countries for the private sector to enhance in the infrastructure development, that is the main purpose here. Make a multilateral investment guarantee scheme that it guarantees the whole of the investment, and the credibility of this institution is very much high, and that is I think that is work in the developing country itself. Next, the International Center for Settlement of Dispute, and it is not the member I think so. And by this we are ending the session. Hopefully you like the video. Thank you.